and welcome to F1 2016 Career Mode for episode 18, part 20 of this Career Mode series. As you can see, we are here in practice 3 doing the qualifying pace test, mainly because a little bit of my footage corrupted, but it was only at the start of the weekend, so we should be okay. So thankfully we haven't lost another episode, especially we don't want to lose this one being the penultimate round of the World Championship, where of course we can win the driver's title. We had a chance to do it in Mexico, we never took it. If you didn't see the Mexican Grand Prix, there'll be a card and an annotation at the end of the video, as there always is, so do check that out. And if you haven't seen any of the other videos in this series, the playlist will be in one of the cards in the top right hand corner. I really do stress you check it out. It's been a phenomenal season of Formula 1 action, and here we are at the penultimate round, the Brazilian Grand Prix. In many ways it's quite a relief that it is not the last race of the season, mainly because the weather can do anything here in Sao Paulo, and with the points lead that we have, I'm glad we'll be going to Abu Dhabi if we don't wrap it up here this weekend, mainly because we know it's not going to rain in Abu Dhabi because it's a desert. So here we are coming to the end of our lap. Kimi Räikkönen as well can be taken out of the title fight this weekend. He's 43 points behind. He needs to win this race and win the last race in Abu Dhabi, pretty much like he did in 2007, but there is a high probability that he will be out of this title fight this weekend. Here are our resource points from the session.
Hi, how are you? I'm just passing on your qualifying goals for this weekend.
And there are our qualifying goals. We've got to beat Ricciardo and finish 3rd or higher. Easier said than done, but we've had pretty good pace in practice. It's been our best weekend for quite some time, so I'll send you down to Crofty for qualifying.
Welcome to Interlagos, Sao Paulo. We hope you're enjoying your Saturday afternoon, and we hope you'll stay with us for today's qualifying for the Brazilian Grand Prix.
So here we are in qualifying 2. We made it through Q1. As you would expect, and here we are at the end of our Quali 2 lap. I believe we've been held up in the middle sector by Daniel Kvyat in the Toro Rosso. Of course, the Toro Rosso boys, although they're part of the Red Bull family, they don't particularly like me too much, given that I replaced Kvyat at Red Bull, so that'll be why. But as you can see, we go second in the session. It was a bit of a scruffy lap, but we're through, and that's all that matters. And the two Williams and Lewis Hamilton decided to qualify on the medium compound tyre. The rest of us have qualified on the soft. Probably could have made it through on the mediums. Didn't think there was much to gain, to be honest. I don't really want to use the hard compound tyre in the race, so going on the mediums probably suggests that you have to use the hard to do one less stop. And I didn't want to do that. So we're going to go, for the second weekend in a row, we're going aggressive. We're going attacking. And here we are in qualifying 3. This is our 3rd run, in fact. We did 1 run on our Q1 tyres. We then put a new set of softs on, and that put us 4th. But we had time and the fuel to go again, so we've kind of carried straight on. We've just finished our 1 lap, and we've carried straight on, as you can see. We are up on our delta time in the first sector as we come now into the tight and twisty middle sector. We have been so quick, and this has been our strongest sector by far. As we make a little mistake there, we have to compensate by getting a bit close to the curb there. But yeah, this has been our strongest sector in the tight and twisty section, right where the Red Bull, as you would expect, would be great, despite the amount of upgrades we've put on this car. If we're lacking anywhere, it is still engine output, but downforce is pretty sweet as we come into the turn 13. Yun Chao, I think it is, as we now climb up the top of the hill. And where is this going to put us? We've gone purple, I think we went purple in both, in one of the sectors anyway, so we'll see what we can do as we come up and across the line, and it puts us P2. 2nd place for the Brazilian Grand Prix. It's our first front row where we haven't been on pole position, and it's a Red Bull front row lockout as Daniel Ricciardo takes pole position. The top 4 are covered by less than a 10th. Less than a 10th. All that time we found just about got us in the mix, but we've just missed out on pole by the smallest of margins. The Mercedes nowhere really close, are they, in comparison? And boy, oh boy, if it's this close in the race, we've got a mighty Brazilian Grand Prix on our hands. As here are the resource points we've collected from qualifying. We should be all right in terms of session gain and stuff. Rivalry, Ricciardo's beaten us, so this could not be good. And we have had the floor officially wiped with us. There's not a chance we're going to win this rivalry again. So, I can't believe it, to be honest. We beat him earlier on in the season after like 4 races, and now we can't beat him at all in the rivalry. Ricciardo has been so strong at the back end of this season. Driver position, this could be a bit hit and miss, really. Yeah, we haven't gained anything. Getting a bit perilous, I think, to the red. But here are our race goals.
Hi, it's Emma here. Just wanted to let you know what the team are hoping for in the race.
So the team want a podium, beat Ricciardo in 6th in the Drivers' Championship or higher. We're going to do one of those because we're the points leader, so we should be able to do that. And the fact that Raikkonen can't catch us, Hamilton can't catch us, we are guaranteed a top 5 finish in the World Championship standings. And here are the World Championship standings, and there you go. Sebastian, I can't see on my preview how many Vettel is behind us, but as you can see, Vettel's our nearest rival. Ricciardo is also in the mix. Raikkonen needs a miracle, but can we do it? Can we take our first ever World Championship here in Brazil? Hamilton's done it. Hamilton did it. Vettel's won a championship here. Can we do the same? I'll send you down to Crofty for the Brazilian Grand Prix.
As surely as the sun rises in the morning, the Brazilian Grand Prix packs out the grandstands and creates incredible drama. Title deciders, heartbreak, triumph and home glory. All these and more can be found in abundance here at the Autódromo José Carlos Pache. It's an unusual anti-clockwise race here at Interlagos, where the Sao Paulo locals are packed into the grandstands at each of the 15 corners around this classic 2.7-mile circuit. 2 very fast sections, again the famous and highly technical Sector 2. We're getting a good run out of Junsao into one of the 2 DRS zones will be the key to any overtaking prospects today.
You managed to qualify better than we expected yesterday, so let's do the same again today.
Daniel Ricciardo starts from pole position today, and a Red Bull alongside. Looking down the rest of the grid, we have Vettel, Raikkonen, Lewis Hamilton, and Rosberg, Bottas, Perez, Massa, and Nico Hülkenberg.
So here we are on the grid, here in Interlagos for the Brazilian Grand Prix. The tension surrounding this race is actually incredible. You can hear the fans in the background, and they're all cheering, hopefully for a good result for Felipe Massa. Here is the recommended strategy: soft, hard, medium, soft, and possibly an extra medium stint in there. We're not going to be doing a four stop, I don't think. To be perfectly honest, we're going for a 3, but we're going to swap it around so we go soft, medium, hard, and then see if we can go do 2 medium stints and see what happens. We went balanced on the tyres rather than harder. I usually go of late I've been going harder to give ourselves an extra of the hardest compound, but I don't really want to use the hard compound tyre, so hence why we're going to run the mediums first, see how long they last, and then go from there. And here we are lining up into our grid slot. Daniel Ricciardo on the right hand side, Sebastian Vettel on our right but slightly behind. What is going to happen here today? It's going to be a fully dry race. We've got 5 red lights. Look but never stare. Dump the clutch and away we go. And we've had a lightning launch off the grid here in Interlagos, and we're going straight up the inside of Daniel Ricciardo into turn 1. We have the lead yet again for the 2nd race in succession as we lead the pack through the centre S's, through turn 3 and onto this little mini straight. Us and Ricciardo have dropped the pack. Look in the mini-map. Look at the lead we've got. There's a yellow flag in the background. Someone's off. But look at the lead. We've jumped the Ferraris perfectly, and now all we need to do is pull a gap to Ricciardo, get him out of our DRS. We've never done it before. We usually get caught up in a battle for track position. Can we do it today as we come into the middle sector? Here is a replay of the start. As the lights went out, you can just see how us and the Ferraris launched off the line. Ricciardo did not have a good start at all. Is that Kimi Raikkonen trying to go up the inside? No, it's Vettel trying to go up the inside, I think, of Ricciardo, but they get shoved out wide. And there's a Ferrari that gets shoved out as well. And we're on board now with Kevin Magnussen in the Renault, in the banana car, on the hard compound tyres, going into turn 1. He's taken to the outside line. It's getting 3 abreast into the centre S's. The 2 Manas and the Toro Rosso are all getting a bit touchy-feely. And as he comes through onto turn 3, he's made contact with the manner of, I think it was Pascal Wehrlein, and it was Magnussen that was round at turn 3. Here's the onboard of Lewis Hamilton in the Mercedes. You can see how Ricciardo just got caught napping by the three of us, and as you can see here, we're going to get a perfect view of the two Ferraris coming together. Raikkonen and Vettel making contact, and Vettel very nearly shoved Kimi Raikkonen into the barriers, and Vettel's lost out. That could have been horrible for Ferrari, who are still just about in the fight for the Constructors' title here, although they probably could do with a couple of 1-2s just to make sure they do it. And as you can see, there was a little bit of contact through there as we rejoin the live action here. You will see we have dropped Daniel Ricciardo by a couple of seconds, and he's under pressure from Kimi Raikkonen. And as you can see, Raikkonen has taken second place away from the Australian, as we're now seeing another replay. This time it's Carlos Sainz in the Toro Rosso, and he's made contact with the Williams. I'm not sure which one it was. It might have been Felipe Massa. And we'll see from Rio Arianto's onboard the contact and the carnage that ensues behind as cars are getting all caught up. As we have a quick look in the race director, the two Ferraris have pitted and gone to the hard compound tyre. We have to make our pit stop. We've stretched these tyres out 2 laps longer than the Ferraris, 3 laps in Sebastian Vettel's case, and we're just going to cover them off. I didn't want to use the hard compound tyre, but we are, because we're going to cover off Ferrari. That's all we have to do. We've got a comfortable lead. We're managing the gap to Ricciardo. So we're going to cover off Ferrari and put on the hard compound tyres. Go back to the original strategy of soft, hard, medium, soft. So as we bolt on the orange tyres and come out of our pit box, it was a very good stop from the Red Bull boys. Kimi Raikkonen's coming down that back straight now. It's going to be actually pretty close because he's had a couple of laps to undercut us by. So we'll see how we go. Hamilton, of course, is now in second place as he started on the mediums. The two Haases are about to go through. There's Raikkonen, I think, on our right-hand side. Is it? Where is he? There he is. There he is. The two Haases are up the road, and Raikkonen with the DRS goes straight past us. We're going to have to capitalise on this traffic from the two Haases to get past Raikkonen. We've lost track position. He's got the undercut. He's used it beautifully to get past us. And we now have to try and find a way past sooner rather than later before he pulls off into the distance. We're going to go for a lunge, are we? Yes, we are. Raikkonen gives us the room. We're going to have to go up the inside. He's still there, though. We're going to go around the outside of turn 8. And we're getting so close to contact as we come back up the hill ever so slightly and take the position up the inside and move ourselves up into 5th place. We've now got Gutierrez just in front of us. Now we want to try and put a car between us and Raikkonen as Daniel Ricciardo pits from the lead of this race. We go up the inside of Gutierrez, force our way through and take 4th place, and now set our sights on Romain Grosjean as we see a replay of the move we made on Kimi Raikkonen. Came from quite a long way back, but we had to make the move, and we hang it around the outside beautifully through turn 8 and take the position. That was a fantastic move, if I do say so myself, and it's a move I was pretty proud of as we're now catching Romain Grosjean through turn 8. We've got such drive, such good traction from these hard compound tyres, brand new hards against worn mediums, and we move up into the lead because Hamilton has pitted. He only went a couple of laps longer on his mediums than we did on our softs, so really not capitalising really. And now we're coming in for our pit stop on lap 21. Nothing happened on the hard compound tyre stint, absolutely nothing. So we're going to go onto the medium compound tyres. Pitted a couple of laps early than I probably could have done, but at the end of the day the Ferraris have undercut us and they've gone for the soft compound tyres. They're going to finish on the mediums, whereas we're going onto the mediums and then going onto the softs. As you see, Sebastian Vettel set a new fastest lap of the race. He's going to be right with us as we come out of the pit lane. Now it's tight, twisty and hard to get out of this pit lane. We're going to see Vettel any second. That's Carlos Sainz, a lap runner. There's Raikkonen. There's Vettel, sorry. Raikkonen is just behind, I think. So we've jumped Raikkonen, thankfully, but we've lost out to Sebastian Vettel, our championship rival, the one Ferrari who probably couldn't afford to lose out to. So we need to clear Sainz and scamper off up the road to try and stay within touch of Vettel and make sure we stay ahead of Daniel Ricciardo. But Sainz holds us up. We end up pushing him off the track. We can't get past him. Where are the blue flags, man? To quote Sebastian Vettel, blue flag, and we're still behind Sainz. It's put Raikkonen right on our tail, and we get past him, and that is the Toro Rosso rivalry I might have mentioned earlier, because we, of course, took priority over the two Toro Rosso drivers for the Red Bull seat that came available when Max Verstappen decided to walk away for the season. As we're now being passed by Kimi Raikkonen up the inside. There's Ricciardo, he's come out just in front of us, so we're trying to chase after Ricciardo. Raikkonen hits us off the track on the exit of Esquilo del Lago, and we ended up falling down to 4th place, and this race, which we had comfortably in the palm of our hands, has all of a sudden fallen out of reach. We've gone from 1st to 4th. We've been jumped by everyone, overcuts and undercuts alike. Ricciardo's on the same strategy as us. The Ferraris have gone different. Now Ericsson's holding us all a bit. Ricciardo's slipped through, but he's holding up Raikkonen and myself as we go through Young Shao now and climb up the hill here on lap 24. As you can see, we're trying to get in the slipstream. Raikkonen still hasn't passed Ericsson. The AI and the blue flags in this Grand Prix have been ridiculous. We're going to the outside as we go down the pit straight. There's almost contact with the Sauber. We're on the paint. We miss the grass and we go around the outside of Kimi Raikkonen and take 3rd place. We shove it, we close the door to make sure he's not there, but we've left the door open on the exit of turn 3. We can't get to the inside because Raikkonen's got there and he's got the DRS, and Ericsson's trying to get past us with the DRS. What is Ericsson doing? We have to go around the outside of Esquido de Lago and just to hold on to the position to the lap runner. As you can see on the replay, what a move. This was sensational. It was like Hakkinen and Schumacher at Spa with Zolder in the middle back in, is that 2001? As we climb up the hill yet again to try and pass Raikkonen on lap 26. He's catching somebody. I think it's another lap car. It's Kevin Magnussen, but Raikkonen's peeled off into the pits. He's going to pit for his medium compound tyres to take him to the end of the race. As we got the inside of Palmer, I think it was actually. My previous monitor's not good at all, but we move ourselves up into 2nd place because Hamilton has pitted for the hard compound tyres. He's going medium hard. We're responding now on lap 28 to take the soft compound tyres to the end of this race. We could have put mediums on, but we're going to lose out to the Ferraris anyway because they had track position, so we might as well put the softs on, go hell for leather and try and get ourselves back on the podium. Hamilton has track position now because he's done one less stop than everyone else, so we're all going to be trying to chase down Lewis Hamilton in the Mercedes, who have executed the strategy that we usually go for of starting on the middle compound. So we'll see how it goes. Vettel's already gone through. He's down into turn 3. And it's all about where Raikkonen is. Raikkonen's the man we need to make sure that we try and get in front of. But there he is. He's already well past us, I think. He's already down at turn 4, Esquido de Lago, before we come even anywhere close to it here on lap 29. But we've now cut on an extra lap and we're chasing down Kimi Raikkonen. There's Marcus Ericsson in the background as Ricciardo now pits for his soft compound tyres and his stint to the finish. We're right behind Raikkonen. We're going purple in the middle sector. We're tucked up behind him. We're going to get the DRS for sure. As you can see, our teammates in the pits as well. Where's Ricciardo going to filter out into this battle as Raikkonen's being held up again by Ericsson? It's like a carbon copy of earlier on in the race, except this time we stay tight. We take the inside line. Raikkonen goes to the outside of Ericsson this time. He locks up and we move up past Raikkonen, and yet again we've come out on top in that almost, it's just like Schumacher and Hakkinen, and this time we do have time to defend the inside line and make sure Raikkonen cannot get past us. He has a look around the outside, we're having none of it, run him out wide as we now cut all the way on to lap 36. We just didn't have the pace at the end of the race, the tyres went off. And after what was a sensational first half of the Grand Prix, where we were actually in a position to win both championships when we were on the hard compound tyres, it's fallen away from us and we're taking P4, losing out to Ricciardo and more importantly Sebastian Vettel, who finished in 3rd place.
And after this round of the World Championship, Here's how things look in the drivers' table. It wasn't the best weekend for our championship leader, and their advantage at the top has been reduced. Moving on to the driver of the day then. Anthony Davidson, who would you go for?
Well, it's got to be Lewis Hamilton.
So we finished in 4th. Lewis Hamilton gets his 3rd race win of the season, the only driver with 3 race wins to not be in the championship hunt. Daniel Ricciardo finished 2nd, having started on pole. Vettel is 3rd. We ended up in 4th. Kimi Raikkonen was 5th, then it was Perez. Rosberg with a shocking race yet again. Massa, Bottas and Grosjean rounding out the top 10 as Haas now pull on level with points with Sauber in the Constructors' Championship, but Sauber are ahead on countback with that sensational podium in the Monaco Grand Prix for Ericsson. As you can see, those were the rest of the finishers. Everyone finished. Not very often that happens, but yeah, not a good result in terms of the championship standings. We've lost points to Vettel and Ricciardo, but thank the Lord for Lewis Hamilton for finishing in front of them, because had Ricciardo finished in 1st, and let's say Hamilton finished in 3rd, it would have been very costly in the championship in terms of the gap between 1st and 4th. So Hamilton has played an absolute blinder just to limit the damage. We've only lost about 5 points or something in the championship. About 6 points, I think it is. And as you can see, as we go to Abu Dhabi then, we lead the championship by 15 points from Vettel and 18 points from Ricciardo. Then we are the only 3 in it. It's a 3-way head-to-head going into the Abu Dhabi Grand Prix. The last time there were 3 drivers fighting on the last day of the season was, of course, in 2007. And that was when there was 2 drivers from the same team and 1 Ferrari. So we'll see how it pans out. It didn't work for Lewis Hamilton back in 2007, but let's see if it can work for us in F1 2016. Here's the title permutations from what I've roughly worked out. If there's anyone with some more accurate math than mine, can put them in the comments. As the way I see it is, we need a top 5 finish to win the championship, because even though if Vettel wins and we finish 5th, we will win on countback with more race wins. We've had 6 compared to Vettel and Ricciardo's 3. So if we finish in the top 5, we are world champion. Vettel needs a 2nd place at the very least because of countback. So Vettel needs a top 2 finish, and Daniel Ricciardo has to win the race if he wants to become world champion. For us to win the Constructors' Championship, we just need to score a point. That is it. If we get a double DNF and Ferrari get a 1-2, then not only would Vettel be champion, but Ferrari would be Constructors' Champions as well. So we're most likely going to wrap up the Constructors. We only need a point. The Drivers, though, is the one that we all care about anyway. And we are on the verge of becoming world champion. Here are our resource points from the race. Here is our bonus from the weekend. We're almost at 2,000 resource points, which is pretty nice. As well. Is that 1,882, something like that? Rivalry, not good. We set a couple of quicker sectors than Ricciardo, but we weren't able to capitalise and take some more points off him. He has outdone us yet again, and we're 1 point away from losing the rivalry. It's all a bit of a disaster in terms of the rivalry, as it has been throughout the whole season. One of the achievements for F1 2016 is to win all career rivalries in a season. We're about to lose we've lost about 3 to Ricciardo. We definitely lost about 3 to flipping Rosberg, and we might have lost 1 to Vettel. It's not been good. Driver position is not good at all. We're on 3 out of 10. I don't know if you can get sacked from a first driver or just get demoted back to second driver, but I don't really want to find out, to be perfectly honest. Here is our career score if you want to compare it with your own. And I believe we've got a voicemail waiting for us, so let's hear it now.
Hi, Emma here. I've just come from a review. There were a few concerns expressed about your performance so far. Let's try and turn this around a bit in the next few races, okay?
So 2 things to say to that. One, we are on the verge of becoming the youngest world champion in the sport. We have a 15-point lead going to Abu Dhabi, and the team are apparently not happy with that when they expect me to finish 6th in the drivers' standings. We've won more Grand Prix than anyone else. Qualifying's been a bit of a sticky point, although we have got a few poles to our name. We're on the verge of becoming Constructors' Champions. I've upgraded the car nicely, and the team aren't happy with that. I mean, blimey. there was another point I was going to make as well, and it's just slipped my mind. But yes, so fractions in the Red Bull camp are definitely there, going to the final Grand Prix of the season. As you can see, those are our those are all our trophies. Top 5 finish will give us the championship, of course, in Abu Dhabi. So that's something to really look forward to. So hopefully we can do it. And I'm really excited. Just a heads up, next week's career mode video, it'll either be the finale or it'll be something else, because I have got a busy week of deadlines for university. So within the next 2 weeks, the career mode finale will be up, because I want to make that one of my best videos ever. So I hope you understand that. But hopefully it'll be up next week. Let's just hope I can keep the workload to a minimum. But until next time, guys, I've been Mr. F1 Radio. I'll see you around. Goodbye. See you at the finale.